This is QTV News. I am Ansumana Esonyasi and thanks for joining us. Our headlines: Vice President Touray launches the Gambia Social Safety Net Project Steering Committee. Stakeholders discuss on how to diversify funding sources to successfully implement OMVG projects. And the Journalism Students Association at the University of the Gambia Wednesday commemorated Founders Day. Stay tuned as we bring you more on these and other stories. The Gambia Social Safety Net Project Steering Committee was launched by the Vice President, Dr. Touray, on Tuesday at the State House in Banjul. Alusise reports.
In her statement, Vice President Dr. Touray described the project as an important milestone in the history of social protection in the Gambia. The Project Steering Committee is a high-level decision-making body with members drawn from across the entire spectrum of those working to address the needs and well-being of the poorest and most vulnerable in society.
In line with the aspiration of the Gambia Social Protection Policy 2015 to 2025 and the accompanying implementation plan 2015-2020, the government of the Gambia and the World Bank this year signed a jointly funded $31 million social safety net project with the objective to improve coordination of social assistance activities and increase inclusion of the extreme poor.
She added that the launching of the PSC symbolizes her office's strong commitment and proactive stance on overseeing and providing the required guidance and leadership for the effective, efficient, and timely execution of the project. She went on to thank the governments and UN partners for their support of the country.
I therefore wish to urge the entire membership of this committee to give the assignment all the seriousness it deserves in order for the project to fully achieve its desired goals. At this juncture, let me take the opportunity to wholeheartedly extend, on behalf of the government under the visionary leadership of His Excellency, the President, Mr. Adama Barrow, and indeed on my own humble behalf, our sincere appreciation and gratitude to the World Bank through the country representative in the Gambia, Madam Elaine Imnatsi, and entire country office staff for providing grant funding at the tune of $30 million, being one of the first major interventions since the enactment of the Social Protection Policy and Implementation Plan.
The World Bank's Gambia Social Safety Net project was approved in May this year with a budget of $30 million, and this initial phase is expected to last until 2024. Specific components of the project include establishment of a social protection secretariat, establishment of a social registry, and a program of unconditional cash transfers and grants to the eligible extreme poor. The ceremony was attended by members of the steering committee and World Bank's representatives. Reporting for QTV News, I am Alusise.
The development process of the OMVG Joint Investment Plan was launched on Tuesday with a discussion on how to diversify funding sources to successfully implement OMVG projects. Marit Yusar attended, and this is her report.
The Gambia hosted delegates from the various OMVG member states and its partners. They are the Swiss Agency for Development and Cooperation, SDC, Unlocking Public and Private Finance for the Poor, which comes under the UNCDF, Water Hub, and Blue Peace. This coming together was to launch the process of developing a common investment plan and to come up with new financial strategy plans for the various projects. Lamin Diba, Minister for Environment Affairs, in his welcoming remarks, spoke of the importance of finance and human capacity in realizing financial stability.
Every organization, its lifeblood is finance and human capital. So gathering here today to discuss about the possibility of financing future projects of OMVG is indeed a great step towards achieving financial sustainability of the organization. Similarly, I am hopeful that we have reached the point of putting all relevant arrangements of the venture into practice. I know all of you understand what do we mean by venturing joint ventures. 2-3 parties coming together and put their resources and expertise together to achieve a particular goal. And this is what OMVG and the partners are trying to achieve.
Bai Mastal, a consultant, explains why OMVG is seeking to devise a more innovative funding mechanism. He says the traditional ways of tapping funds are no longer beneficial.
After 40 years, we've been talking about how to get investment on all of these projects. And we've been going with the traditional investment, traditional donor. You know, as the Wolof say, lulu herring a legi. You come pre-feasibility study, feasibility study, that you think about it, by the time they are giving the money, it has taken 10 years and 80% has gone to the donor. Now we're looking at what we call innovative funding mechanism. You move away from the traditional. So this meeting here is to look at what we call the Blue Peace. Blue Peace is a consortium of donors that have a mechanism of funding in which you can use bonds. Like Gambia can go and get a loan, will be guaranteed by a water bond. This is innovation.
After the workshop, technical staff are expected to come up with recommendations to enable member states to develop and start benefiting from the projects by the end of 2019. The OMVG is a sub-regional basin organization created on June 30th, 1978 that encompasses the Gambia, Guinea, Guinea-Bissau, and Senegal. The OMVG projects, amongst other things, aim to reinforce cooperation and regional integration by taking advantage of the hydroelectricity potential in three river basins. For QTV News, I am Maria Tussar.
The Journalism Students Association at the University of the Gambia on Wednesday commemorated Founders Day. The day celebrates the founding of the University's School of Journalism and Digital Media. Babukar C tells us more.
The theme for this year's commemoration, Perspective on a Blueprint for Media Politics and Democracy in the New Gambia, brought together students, journalists and stakeholders for a day-long activity that started with a march past. Fatoumata Sisay is the president of the Journalism Students Association.
October 2019, 5 years down the lane, the school boasts of producing the first set of home-trained journalists in January 2019, conferring on them Bachelors of Science in Journalism. And in fact, SJDM boasts of producing the country's finest journalists in both print and electronic media, who are now commanding the newsrooms of the respective media houses in the country.
The Dean, Nana Gray Johnson, gave a synopsis of the founding of the school.
We must be proud of ourselves that 5 years ago we started with 14 people, ended with 7, added a 6, and now here we are, student body of 137 with 6 full-time staff, 6 full-time teaching staff in 5 years. And we hope to do more as the message goes out that this is the place to be.
Invited guest speakers Halifa Salah, Imam Baba Lee, and Fatou Jeng shared their knowledge on Islam and the media, and also the challenges faced by media practitioners in the Gambia.
Section 25 of the Constitution gives you the freedom of expression and freedom of speech. You cannot vote without saying something to the person.
You can say you have a right to freedom of expression, you have a right to this. Every right, however, like we always say, every right goes with responsibilities. And it has to be clearly spelled out, or otherwise, we will continue to encounter problems, we will continue to have issues, and you name it. It has to be expressly stated. The law has to be very clear. A is A, B is B.
Freedom is not a gift. It's not a gift, it's your right. If it is a gift, it can only be a gift from the Almighty Allah for those who believe in Allah. It's a divine gift that no one should lease it to anybody. It's your own property. And you are the person who is responsible to protect it, and then it becomes the whole society to protect it.
Babu Karsi, QTV News.
A 3-day capacity building program on tobacco control has been organized by Raid the Gambia a civil society organization. This event comes a few weeks after the Ministry of Health announced plans to intensify the campaign against tobacco use. Maria Tussar reports.
The training forms part of a joint effort by civil society organizations and the Ministry of Health to support and monitor the implementation of the 2016 Tobacco Control Act. Raid the Gambia has been a strong advocate for tobacco control and continues to collaborate with government to help in monitoring, implementation, and enforcement of all tobacco control legislations. In his address, Sam Bujang Conte, the organization's executive director, says young people should be encouraged to join the fight against tobacco use.
This is important for countries to start thinking for resource mobilization, both locally and international level, through different partners, to bring tobacco control in broad sustainable development goal.
The Director of Health Promotions and Education at the Ministry of Health, Modun Jai, says government recognized the efforts of Raid the Gambia. He added that civil society organizations have a role to play in the campaign against tobacco use.
The Tobacco Control Act 2016 and also the Tobacco Control Regulation 2019, you are well informed about it. Your capacities are built in it. You understand it more to your fingertip, so that when you go out to do monitoring at community level, you can be able to know what we are looking for. So having this training for us is very important to us as members of the Tobacco Control National Committee and the Multi-Sector Working Group, which are the ones that are driving the agenda of tobacco control in this country, and you are making our work very easy there in the Gambia.
Speaking earlier, the WHO representative Momodu Gassama says tobacco causes millions of deaths globally.
It is from the head to the toe, smoking or tobacco use affects everything. You can talk about any organ. We are talking about lung cancer. Yes, it happened. In fact, tobacco is responsible for over 1.2 million deaths as a result of lung cancer. We know that. But not only that, like I said, cardiovascular disease, but you also go to that. Even impotence, it makes male, it affects the sperm. And then, you all know, it can change the morphology of the sperm, the shape of the sperm, the quantity of the sperm in the human, in man. So as a result, you become impotent. If you use smoking for too long, you become sexually impotent.
The training is supported by the African Capacity Building Foundation. Other speakers at the event included Omar Baji, tobacco control focal person at the Ministry of Health, and the chairman, board of directors, Raid the Gambia. For QTV News, I am Maria Tussar.
And we now take a short commercial break, but the news continues when we return.
Looking for internet for your free videos, pictures, chats, work, and school projects? Think free night browsing. QCell's free night browsing lets you browse the internet for free. Oh yeah. Get a data SIM, recharge a minimum of $500 and enjoy free browsing after 24 hours from midnight to 6 a.m. every night for 30 days. QCell, Sunubus. We innovate, others follow.
Welcome back. A Gambian Turkish business-to-business forum was hosted by the Gambia Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the Gambia Investment and Export Promotion Agency. The aim is to strengthen business ties between the two countries and create economic opportunities. Aisa Jan reports.
The Gambian Turkish Business-to-Business Forum is to strengthen business ties between Turkish business representatives from aviation, ports, construction, agriculture, energy, textiles, and financial sectors. The aim of the forum is to develop trade and economic relations between Turkey and Gambia, as well as enable networking and forming business partnerships where required. The chairman of DIC and the Turkey-Gambia Business Council, Saban Dink, says Turkey currently exports $40 million worth of goods to the Gambia and that this is expected to increase. He also commented on Turkey's support of the infrastructure projects for the 2022 Islamic Cooperation Summit to be hosted by the Gambia.
As of 2018, the trade volume between Turkey and the Gambia is about $45 million. I think we can increase these figures further. Iron and steel, food and agriculture products form a significant piece of our exports to Gambia. I would also like to state that Turkish contracting companies can carry out the infrastructure projects needed within the scope of the preparations of the organization of the Islamic Cooperation Summit to be held in 2022, hosted by your country.
Turkey's ambassador to the Gambia, Ismail Sefa Yusir, spoke about the scholarship packages available to Gambian students at Turkish University of Commerce.
There are right now more than 150 students currently studying at the Turkish universities, and so far more than 250 Gambian students they have studied at the Turkish universities. And this year only this year, for example, more than 30 scholarships have been given to the Gambian side.
The Vice President of GCCI, Babukar Khan, thanked Turkey for their continuous support to the growth of the Gambian economy and in realization of the objectives of the Gambia's National Development Plan 2018 to 2021. He urged the private sector to make use of the many economic opportunities of the partnership.
This presents a unique opportunity for partnership between businesses that are present here today and even those that are not present, to try and engage with their Turkish counterpart in order to explore opportunities for partnership cooperation going forward. And we are calling on the members of the Business Council from Turkey to take advantage of their presence here in the Gambia in the next few days and engage meaningfully and constructively with the Gambian private sector so that we can see how best to take advantage of these economic opportunities. It is our fervent belief that it is the private sector that can bring meaningful economic development for the people of Turkey and the people of the Gambia.
The executive director of EY, Hussein Fevzi Saltik, announced plans to introduce a new system of renewable energy technology called the Hybrid Energy Tower in the Gambia. This energy system will provide electricity in remote areas in the country and can significantly minimize the power generation cost. The Turkish business delegation also stated plans to increase the rate of Gambia's exports to Turkey. For QTV News, I am Aisha Jain.
Lawaga Development Association organized a general cleaning exercise at Brikama Health Center. Malik Nyang spoke to the participants on the importance of the exercise.
A major preventive measure against the spread of diseases, contamination and infestation of mosquitoes and other creatures is to clean in and out of our surroundings. Any hospital, a center for addressing health and health-related issues should be a facility of zero contamination of disease-causing organisms, insects, parasites, pests and bacteria amongst others. The Lawaga Development Association, based in West Coast region, decided to voluntarily engage in cleaning the Brikama Health Center. The association is formed by the Lawbes and is development-oriented according to its members. The president of the Lawaga Development Association, Mutar Sow, tells us the motive behind the exercise.
I'm conveyed here to at least come and make a cleaning exercise to at least help the Brikama Health Center and at least surrounding to make sure that we make a cleaning exercise, because Brikama is a big catchment area. The health center is like servicing Gambian and beyond. So we deem it fitting that to come over here and at least make the exercise, which is really paramount important. And then we are here today to at least exercise our quota.
So added that volunteerism is a selfless service that somebody or association gives expecting nothing in return for no profit, but to make better the environment or the lives of others. Aissatou Sow, a member of the association, also had this to say.
dañ gis
gis ñu bari ñu ngi suffer from malaria te malaria bi ni lu ko nekk di cause muy mosquito te mosquito yi fan lañ nekk ci yu tilim rek lañ nekk.
We realize that many people are suffering from malaria. We know that malaria is caused by mosquitoes, and mosquitoes are found in dirty places. That is why we come out today to clean the hospital and help our relatives and ourselves as well.
The officer in charge of the facility, Modlamin Sanyang, explains how significant the cleaning was.
This is a cleansing exercise which every environment needs, most especially the health facility. Cleaning the facility, we are encouraging health, and this is what we encourage even in the communities. It will also help to reduce cross-infections, infection areas. Cleansing is very good, and then with insects like mosquitoes and other things, this will also help in that area to reduce disease conditions within the facility, because we don't want people to come to the facility and pick up certain infections that they did not come with. And then we don't also want escorts that are escorting patients to get some infections. So cleansing like this is vital in our health environments.
The cleaning exercise is welcomed by the hospital staff and the public and is perceived as a good initiative. A clean environment is a safe environment essential for a healthy living, and one which it is hoped will be emulated across the country. Malik Nyang for QTV News.
Child Fund the Gambia donated office equipment to Karaba Police Station on Wednesday with the aim of improving the working conditions of the police. Mamjara Esise tells us more.
The office equipment includes a printer, an executive desk and chairs, an air conditioner, a filing cabinet and a desktop computer. At the presentation, Child Fund the Gambia shared ideas about child protection issues. Aliou Manjai, a program specialist of child protection and advocacy with Child Fund, says since the establishment of Child Fund in 1984, they have embarked on protecting children. He also raised concerns about street children and babies who are deaf and mute.
Because we've been witnessing where children are being dumped, unwanted babies, unwanted pregnancies. We've seen them. We've seen that where the rights of children are being infringed upon. We see children selling in the streets. We see children subjected to hazardous work. We see children subjected to selling in the streets up to 10, 11, 12 at night. And these are all concerns. So it's the role of the police together with all other child protection actors to ensure that children are taken off the streets. Let them go to school.
Yamundao Janjouf, Regional Gender and Child Protection Officer of the Gambia Police Force, says street children in the Gambia are a problem due to insufficient accommodation.
Talking about street children, every day we are reading them. Placement is a problem. The shelter for children is a temporal placement and it doesn't have the capacity to even accommodate 20 children a day, much more to say more than 20 children. Children going on the street after odd hours. Child welfare officers are there. They will not be recognized because they are always in plain clothes.
She further thanked Child Fund the Gambia for the items donated and urged others to emulate them.
Child protection is everybody's business. Not an individual person can do it all alone. We need more of this kind. Having these equipments today is going to effectively empower officers to work much more than they have been doing. To whom much is given, much is expected.
Child protection calls for a multi-actor approach that requires the participation of the police, the communities, and child-focused organizations. For that reason, Child Fund the Gambia and the Gambia Police Force have been conducting training around child rights and child protection issues. Reporting for QTV News, I am Mamjara Esise.
And that brings us to the end of this edition of the news, but here's a recap of our main stories. The Gambia Social Safety Net Project Steering Committee was launched by the Vice President, Dr. Touray, on Tuesday at the State House in Banjul. The development process of the OMVG Joint Investment Plan was launched on Tuesday with a discussion on how to diversify funding sources to successfully implement OMVG projects. And the Journalism Students Association at the University of the Gambia on Wednesday commemorated Founders Day. The day celebrates the founding of the University's School of Journalism and Digital Media. That brings us to the end of this edition of the news. Join us tomorrow for more news. Bye for now.